And so the Recreation Committee is starting its meeting, and in attendance is Christine Marglin, BZ Riley, Sam Spisiak, Elaine Paleo, Ann Brigham, and Barbara Bigelow. So Christine Robinson is currently not here. So I guess I'm supposed to call the meeting to order and ask about approving the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, and all those in favor, just raise your hand, and that is unanimous. Great. So what we'll start off with is kite flying. And Sam, I was hoping you could tell us about the event. I know I talked with you a little bit about it, and it sounds like it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was really great. It was a nice-ish day. It could have been, it was nice in Amherst, but in Shutesbury it was still pretty cold. And there was snow on the ground. But I think we bought 20 kites, and I think there's 2 left. So we had quite a crowd come out, and my husband has that coffee stand, so he brought coffee, and people were making eclipse glass viewer things. And it was really fun. And I think I would love to do it again another year when it's a little bit warmer. So maybe later in April. Just, we got that one last storm, that really, like, we thought, yeah, anyway, that last storm was a real doozy. And then, but yeah, it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. I got to talk to a lot of people. So I think it was good.
Did the kites fly?
It was like a running fly situation, which was great because my kids were tired right after. They were exhausted. They were running their little hearts out. So it was good.
Great. Well, thanks so much for the idea. Thanks so much for being there. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a lot of fun. So let's see, our next thing is the night sky. And at this point, I actually just drafted up. I'm going to send it to Mary Ann. It will be May 11th and 18th with a rain date of May 25th at 8 p.m. each of the nights. I've written up the blurb. The announcement is going to go out through the library. And
what day of the week is the
both are Saturday evenings.
Oh, both are Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, they're all 3 of them are Saturdays. I'm just going to make quite certain. Yeah. And so once I have the names, I will. So it's limited to 20 people. I don't know whether we'll get that many. It sounded like he was hoping to have the same 20 at both, but what I wrote in the blurb was, if you're able to attend both of them, that's great, because then you get to see how the night sky changes even over the course of a week. And if not, please, sign up for one that you're able to come to. We're likely going to have to do carpooling again. I did that for the hike, the walk, and it worked out fine. We met behind the town hall. There just wasn't room for all the cars, so we'll do the same thing. Now Christine will be helping with this one. I will not be available. My daughter is, it's graduation day. She's getting her MSW, and the graduation is that day. And we have all kinds of festivities planned. So I will not be there, but I will definitely get everything organized and ask, make sure that Christine is managing the carpooling. And if anybody else is able to go, that would be great, just to have kind of another person there to help with the logistics. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic.
I can't, wedding on the 18th, so I can't do.
Okay, yeah, but I can go on the 18th. I'm pretty sure I just can't go on the 11th. Let's see.
I can go on the 11th, Barbara.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great. Yeah, so just if you could be in touch with
Christine.
And then as we're getting the numbers, I'll let Christine know, and Tom and Christine know. But it was the carpooling was just super simple. We just met behind, and everybody piled into one person's big van, and it was great. And
Did Tom say something about people needing to bring chairs?
Yes.
Pick that up? Okay.
I ended up not putting that into the blurb because once I know who's coming, like everybody who reads it doesn't need to know to bring a chair. So
Mhm.
once I have the list of people, I'll just send out an email saying, bring a chair, bring warm clothing, and then tell them about where to meet.
Okay.
So,
I can do the 18th also.
oh, super, great. Then we can do that one. Oh, and here's Christine, perfect timing. Okay. Get Christine in here and catch her up on this part.
And
Hey.
sorry, Barbara, did you say there was a rain date? I think I
Yes,
missed
there's a
that.
rain date of May 25th.
May 25th. Thank you.
I think I can do the 11th if you need people.
Oh, great. Yeah, it sounds like Ann can be there and Christine, hi. And I'm gonna ask you to unmute because we're talking about the night sky event. Oh, hi.
Hi, sorry I'm late, guys.
You're,
Well, here.
you're
Oh,
fired.
what?
You're fired.
No, 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 no. You can't do that.
Volunteered you for more jobs. Since you're here, you're doing everything going forward.
That's right. You'll be signed up. We signed you up for everything, Christine.
Yeah, so you're
Thanks,
good with it.
guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. So
Love ya.
now, because Christine's gonna take care of it all, so. And for the record, Christine Robinson has joined the meeting. So what we were just talking about is I'm not able to go on May 11th, but you can, Ann can, and BZ, you said you could.
I
And then
can't,
on the 15th,
but I
okay, can go, so we'll have plenty of coverage. What I will do is once I have the names of who's coming from Mary Ann, I will send emails out to those people, copied to you. This is probably the best thing. And then the major task is going to be the carpooling. But the carpooling worked out very easily with the walk. And so I assume it will with this as well. Just people got there and one person had a really big van, so everybody got in the van.
Where
And
are we carpooling to?
where does it live?
couldn't we walk? Could we walk from town hall to the
Yeah.
house?
Oh,
I think so.
okay. I don't know where he lives. I was thinking it was further. Is it close to town hall?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, then just park there. Or at the library.
And
Where,
then just-
where are we talking about? Tell me
It-
where it is.
It's on Wendell Road, but I'm not sure what the number is, but it's near Julie Taylor's. It's a couple houses down from Julie Taylor.
Oh, sure, we can walk there.
Oh, good. Okay. So we'll just have people convene at the town common then and then walk from there.
Yes.
Okay, great. All righty. Well, that just made things really easy because there's no carpooling that has to be done. Let's see. So I think that's all that we have to do with the night sky event. And Christine, I know you're in touch with Tom, so I'll just kind of stay out of the loop there. Because you're taking care of that.
What time is this event planned
8
for?
p.m.
Okay. And you sign up through the library?
Yeah, so she's going to be sending out, Mary Ann will be sending out an announcement sometime this week. I'm going to send the little blurb to her right after the meeting that just is asking people to sign up. And she will take care of kind of making sure that we don't go over the 20. Oh, Christine, yeah, go ahead. Did you have your hand raised?
Did you mention a rain date of the 25th?
I did. Yeah.
Also, included the information for Mary Ann should be that they dress warm, bring a chair if they want, or a blanket, maybe cap and gloves for little kids, or, it depends on how the night is. And, yeah, I think people should be fine to walk because that's what Tom and I had talked about. It's only 3 houses behind the church.
Oh, yeah, then definitely walk. Christine, just so you know this, and if you would prefer that I do it differently, let me know. In the announcement for the event, I wasn't going to put in the information about what to bring, but once we know who's coming, I'll send them an email that says, dress warmly, bring a chair. Is that okay?
Cool. Thank you, Barbara.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you. I'm trying very hard when people say thank you to say you're welcome. As opposed to getting into the thank you fight. You know, who says thank you last? They win. Uh, so anyway, I really appreciate the work that you've done to make this event possible. And did you talk to him about what we were able to pay and he was okay with that?
Yes, he's cool.
Okay, fantastic. All right, is there anything else on the night sky event that we need to talk about?
Well, basically, he said however long
Okay,
people
great.
stay. It's not about, 1 hour, whatever. He's so flexible. He's
Oh, nice.
really a good person to work with.
Great. Now, with the hike, with other things, we have not signed up. So with the hike, I did not sign up for it. I just kind of was there and helped sort of shepherd things. So my inclination is not for us not to take up the slots, not to sign up, but to just help facilitate things. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Yep.
So there'll be more than 20 people, but we'll be in a kind of helping role.
What hike are you talking about?
That was when we did the Ames Pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't sign up. I acted as a sweeper. Although I'm forgetting his name now. Oh, rats.
Graham
No,
Sefton.
Graham. It was somebody who was there and he loves being a sweeper.
Oh,
And so he was the sweeper and I didn't realize how much he loved it. His name will come to me until his wife Diane said, oh yeah, no, he likes to be the sweeper. He's a really good sweeper. So
What is a sweeper?
you're at the end of the group if
Ah.
cleaning up.
yeah, nobody leaps off a cliff or anything or gets lost. So he was a super sweeper. There we go.
So did you go on that walk, Barbara?
Yes, I did. It was fabulous.
Yeah, so I think we should have those ongoing to Ames Pond because there are a lot of people who've asked about it, and I think
Yes.
we should just keep having like 3 a year or something so
I think-
people
Good idea.
yeah, so I don't know how we facilitate that, but
Easily. Well, first, that's the next thing. If we're done with the night sky, the next thing on the agenda is Ames Pond. And I think, having Graham lead them, or if there are other people who might be good at leading them. And it's easy to organize. It's just so simple that email came from the rec committee. It's really quite easy to organize it. So I think having them on a regular basis is a great idea.
yeah. I just know there's a lot of interest. A lot of people are asking about it, so.
Well, we're going to have another one. So here's the deal with the next one, which I hope will be in June. So I tried to get a hold of Chris Vellante, who's been the contact person for us. And she's out on a leave right now. So she forwarded the email to Stu Watson. And he got back to me because I was just asking what's the status of the boardwalks. And he said, well, they really hope to be done mid to late June. So they would prefer that we wait to have the
Yeah.
board done because of the construction. So I'm going to get a hold of him the day before our next meeting, because there's going to be some implications, obviously. If he says it's not going to be ready, you can't do it, then we can push it into our next fiscal year. But then we'll have, well, this is about the budget, but then we're going to end up having some unspent money there. But at least at this point, that's the plan, is we will wait. Yeah, Sam?
I was just gonna say, I'm happy to coordinate with Stu if you want, because he's my neighbor and in my kids' class. So I can just text him or whatever if you
Oh,
want.
Perfect. Okay,
I can talk to him.
thank you. That would be great. Yeah, so we just need to know by, I think, May 28th is our next meeting.
What the best date for the
Yeah,
Ames Pond walk would be. Okay, I can ask him.
Why don't we just plan to do one in early July and then,
yeah, well, it would be nice just monetarily if we could. do it.
Oh, because of, yeah, I get it.
Because, yeah, so if we can do one before June 30th, but if it's not, he thinks, his email suggested that he thinks it will be done.
Mhm.
But he said if you can wait until mid to late June, that would be great. And I just wrote back saying, I don't think that's a problem and that I would get a hold of him. So our next meeting is on May 28th. And so I would get a hold of him or Sam on but right before our meeting.
Uh-huh.
So that so that we can then find out whether or not we can actually schedule something in June.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and I really like, I mean, what do other people think about just our kind of regularly scheduling walks at Ames Pond? Good.
I think, yeah, I
Good.
think one every season, like 4 a year, one winter, one fall, spring, summer. Because it's such a cool place. I think people
Yeah.
are blown away when they see it.
Yeah.
It's such a little treasure in our town,
Mhm.
in my opinion. But
Absolutely.
so.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda would be the birds. And will we be doing a kind of bird watching walk later this month in May? And who was, Elaine, were you talking to?
I've been talking to, I mean, the birder that I know best, that's the best birder is Cliff Reed. But he is on a cross-country trip and he won't be back till May 9th.
Is he biking again?
No, they're in a car this time.
Oh, thank God.
They're, they're actually birding. They were birding in Texas and Arizona and New Mexico, and now they're working their way back home. So
Okay.
so he won't be back until the 9th. I mean, there's other people who know about birds. I don't know anything about when birding when's the best season for it. Christine looks like she knows.
So just to give you guys information, I heard the hummingbirds are coming. They are here. And there's a really great every day at 3:30 and 6:15, I believe, on the river. The dude, his name is Dan, I think, from Sugarloaf Gardens. And every day he talks about a different bird all year long, depending on if it's fowl, birds, etc.
That
I
would be
wonder-
Dan Zomek, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is him. Yep.
Guess what? Who started that program, Birdsong, was my brother.
Really?
He did, because he was a RSI DJ and he started it because he liked jazz and Charlie Bird Parker. And he thought, oh, that'd be fun. Let's do Birdsong, which he knew nothing about birds, by the way. But he started that whole thing and it continued after he left with Dan Zomek is the name of that guy.
It's a great
Yeah.
story, BZ.
Yeah. So, birders can like jazz as well, I guess. They
So
can.
I wonder if I went and talked to him, if he would be willing. Do you think, BZ, to do a talk for us?
He might. He's a cool guy. He's a really cool
Yeah.
guy. He's super busy right now.
Right. Is
Spring.
birding season. When is the height of birding?
It's all year round. This is what I'm saying. He tells you
okay.
every single day, depending on the season. Like in the beginning of spring, he'll talk about ducks because the ducks are migrating. Some stay here, but some hang here, but then they go to Canada to lay their eggs,
Yeah.
like some of the waterfowl.
I think the birders right in our town too. I don't think
Yeah.
I
Is
think
Penny,
Yes,
I'm sorry, is Penny Jakes, isn't she a birder?
I don't know.
Yes. Yes,
Helen-
she's a real birder.
Oh,
Helen- really good too.
Yeah.
Because Elaine and I walk with her and she's often like, oh, there's a Goza such and such. And I'm like, really?
Who did you say?
Helen Ann's a really good birder.
And so's Libby.
Yes.
A lot
So
of the women in town are really good birders.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
Meg and Mike Ross are really good birders. They're on a birding trip right now.
Mm-hmm. There's a
So
lot of birders, so I guess we just need to figure out which one would be a good one and would be willing to do it.
Right. Well, we could ask Helen Ann and Libby and see if either of them want to do it.
That would be great if you could. And I think we're probably looking at June because we already have kind of two things coming up in May.
Yep.
And in terms of June, we're pretty much wide open, probably something right at the beginning of June, because it's most likely if we are going to be able to do a walk at Ames Pond, that it would be towards the end of the month, not at the
Uh-huh.
beginning. So if we were looking at something like, you know, June 1st or June 1st or 2nd or June 8th, something like that.
Okay.
So can someone make a commitment to get a hold of a birder, a woman birder? And
Elaine, you and I can figure that out.
Okay.
that would be great, thank you. And then we would be able to do it either June 1st or 8th. This particular one, I think it might be, because our meeting is the 28th. If we're doing it on June 8th, that gives us plenty of time to get an announcement out and have people sign up. June 1st would be a little bit too close to May 28th. Or if you can get a hold of somebody and get a commitment and let me know, then I can just send out the announcement as we get closer to the date. Okay, probably the latter is the best idea. That is, talk to them, get a date. We've all agreed that we will have to do it. I don't think we all have to necessarily agree on the date. So then I can just kind of, if you get that committed in the time, then I'll send out the announcement and help. Because does that sound good to everybody?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. Well, we're really moving through our thing. Now, the next thing is the budget. Because it looks like we're going to have excess money. Yes, easy.
Can I ask a thing is about the artist studio tours? I wanted to, do you
Oh,
have,
yep. Talk about that now. That would be great.
yeah, because that's the end of June. And so I don't want to, I think we're hoping we'll get a lot of people will come.
Mhm.
We have about 12 or 14 artists signed up right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And
It's June 30th, right?
It's 30th. It's in the afternoon from 12 to 4 or 1 to 5 or something. I'm not quite sure exactly, but in the afternoon. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
right
Noon
here.
to 5. Noon to 5.
noon to 5. Okay, and I'm gonna be making a map of all the different studios that are gonna be open. But I think it'll be fun. People can drive from one studio to another. I'm gonna have 4 people here at my studio.
Wow.
Yeah, which we're gonna put a tent up so that Becca Wheeler can have her furniture outside, and
Oh, nice.
other people are doing that too, having guests come into their. So even though there are only 12 or 14 studios, I think there are more actual artists, and it's sort of cool. There are that many artists in Shutesbury.
Yeah.
They're
That's-
giving out flyers when you pick up your trash bags.
Yeah, we were involved with that. I've been going to
Yeah,
meetings
looks good.
with Joan.
They were
Uh,
at the meeting. Merrill handed them out at the meeting as well when we were filling out envelopes for people that donated to the
Mhm.
library. So Merrill's really getting them out there. And I'm excited. Joan is very excited. She's been waiting for this to happen.
I know she's been chomping at the bit here. And she's very organized. She's a very good leader of the troops. So
Great.
yeah, we have somebody who's 18 and somebody who's 82. So we have quite a range. And there's some males, a few males, but mostly women, but there are a few males. So those men.
I never knew Nate was an artist. I knew he was a set designer,
Yeah.
but I didn't know he was an artist.
Well, his wife is definitely an artist. She's a sculptor. And so
Wow.
yeah, it will be fun to see what they've done with that basement and made it into so yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so I made a note to myself for the Ames Pond Walk, not June 30th.
Yes, please don't schedule anything on that weekend because we want to try to get people to come. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot for people to open their studios and
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the update. That's great.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the issue with the budget. We're not going to be able to spend all our money on the events that are coming up. So far, and Christine, for the sake of the minutes, I was going to type this up and then I didn't, but I could type it and send it to you right after, if that would be helpful. So we've given $1,000 to the library. We gave $250 to Graham. We gave $500 to Tom, so that comes to 1,750. If we do the walk and the birds, that's another 500. Plus we spent a little bit on kites. So we've spent about $2,300, which leaves us with $700.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Could you repeat?
That's
that?
why I wondered if you'd like me to just send it to you.
Well, I think I got 1,000 to the library, 250 to Graham, 500 to Tom.
250 for the next walk, assuming we do that,
Okay,
and 250 for the birds.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, and Graham did donate his to the library. He was very grateful to be paid and also felt that he didn't want to keep the money, so he donated it to the library, which is really nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, and we had talked about this last time. I was just gonna ask Graham to do the next walk as well, if he's here. Okay. So we're left with about $700. And if for any reason we don't do the walk or the birds, that will be an additional 500.
Do we
So-
actually lose that money if we don't spend it?
Well, we've already been, we can't take it into the next year. So I have a question about that. We've already been given 3,000 for next year. If we don't spend all of our money this year, would that potentially affect our allocation for fiscal year 2026?
Yes,
Okay, so we need to spend it.
we should spend it.
Okay, I have a suggestion. Go ahead.
Oh,
Please.
I was gonna say, I have a suggestion about the artist studio tour. Maybe we could get, and I'd be happy to do this, refreshments for people to have at their studio, and I could distribute it to the
Okay.
different people. And also, I'm gonna be doing a map, which is gonna cost money to, so I don't know, Joan did get some money from us.
I don't think she did. I don't
Oh,
think we've given her any money yet.
Okay.
She got it from the cultural council.
Cultural council, she got money from
Yeah.
somebody, because she's
Yeah.
she's using that for the signs. But I think it'd be nice to have a couple other things, like just sort of, I think, refreshments, just drinks and snack kind of foods for people.
Okay,
I don't know if that seems okay with everybody, but
yeah, it's fine with me.
Fine with me.
Okay, looks like.
What
this is
about,
the-
what happened to the idea, Sam, that you had of getting pennies and soccer balls and
Mm.
just having like pickup soccer for the kids?
I actually talked to, you guys know Sean, who's doing the trash
Mhm.
coordinator now. He has a kid in preschool with my kiddos. I just didn't have the capacity to do it I would be coaching and doing it this spring, and I just didn't have it in me. But he said he would do it with me, so I said maybe by the fall he and I could get that ball rolling together. But I
Get
just
the ball
I just
rolling.
yeah, but I need a minute.
No, no problem. I mean,
do it.
I think even if we could do it so that we buy 2 sets of maybe 20 pennies each, 2 colors, and it could be
And
just
some pop-up
random, bring your kids up to behind the town hall, or bring your kids
Yeah.
up to the fire station and let's play soccer.
I love that.
And just get a couple balls together and let's do it. And
Yeah.
the reason I'm saying that mostly is because if we show that we don't use our money, chances are we're not going to get the same amount of money in the years when we're ramping up.
Okay. Okay, so I love the idea of the soccer balls and pennies. The question I have about money for the art show is, we would presumably, can they just say, we're gonna spend X amount of money on refreshments, and then that's enough of a invoice, or they have to go and buy it, and do I have to have all the receipts before I can submit it? Okay,
That's a good question. I don't know.
yeah,
How did we do it for the food for field day?
well, but that was just, that was all receipts. So that was our event, whereas this is giving it to somebody else for their event.
Well, it's our sponsoring. Can't we just give them money to sponsor the event?
Okay, yeah,
And they use it as, maybe she needs more money for signs and publicity. Maybe she'd rather have it for that or for refreshments. I mean, we could
Yeah,
just sponsor.
How much do you want to give her? I'll just tell her she'll have that extra little, and she can decide how she wants to spend it. Or
Cool.
our committee can decide.
what do you all
We-
think?
Yeah, and just to confirm, we are already co-sponsoring the event,
Yeah,
so,
But not monetarily, right?
right, but I
Yeah.
mean, so
Mhm.
we said we would do it, so.
Yeah. So, okay, so, we've got $700 to $1,200 it's gonna be needing to be spent.
well, we could have caviar.
How would 250 be for her?
I think she would love that.
Let's make it 300.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
How
So
much do you
who's-
think pennies
No,
and
but who's gonna
soccer
be-
balls would cost?
Who's gonna be responsible to go get all these refreshments, etc., all that stuff?
Hey, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, because I don't think Joan's gonna want to have that added to her.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm on that committee with her, so I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thanks, Bees.
do it. Sure.
Okay, and that leaves us with, $400 to $900. Now, one place we can put money is we can give it to the library for their programming.
Oh,
So there's no problem spending the money. It's just if there's other things that we could spend the money on, and I love the idea of offering her the money, because one, we're a co-sponsor, two, it's like a really great event, and any way we can help strengthen it is wonderful. But, so, yeah, that was actually one of my two ideas. In terms of the balls, we can just go ahead and buy a whole bunch of soccer balls
Mhm,
and, pennies.
mhm.
I know nothing about it. All I know is that all the balls, when my kids played, always came in a great big huge net bag. So we get the great big huge net bag and tons of balls. And
Yeah,
maybe
you can-
some cones. I mean, what else? I'm trying to
You
think.
could get like little pop-up nets too, that collapse and store pretty easily.
Pop-up net, balls, maybe
And
some,
the other idea for the library is I know that the life vests expired for the kayaks.
oh,
And I know they're trying to get those donated, but I don't know how that panned out. But that could be, yeah, I don't know what that result was, but if
Okay.
they didn't get donated, I bet that would be
mhm.
appreciated.
Did you say, Sam, the life vests expired?
That's what I heard. I think that
wonder,
life
does that
vests
mean they're like
expire, and then
no
you have to get
no
new
longer
ones.
safe? I mean, that sounds
I
ominous.
think it's like car seats do too. Things with styrofoam, I think, have
Wow.
like you're supposed to use them for a certain number of years, and then
Wow.
yeah,
That's
Who
a great
knew?
idea.
that's what
Yeah,
I've heard.
that sounds like a scam to me.
I know.
The manufacturers of the
Oh,
life vest.
Until your kayak tips over, BZ, and you're not
Well, that's
rising to the
right.
surface.
There's a pretty high risk, I guess.
Yeah,
I would
suspicious.
like to propose something, because we do have this uncertain amount in terms of the money. It sounds like we'll definitely have the bird, so we can take that 250 away. So we're really looking at having between $400 and $650. So that's after paying for the art. So suppose the art is the art thing is the first priority, studios. The second is getting the soccer things. And the third is whatever's left, we buy life jackets.
Great.
That sound good? Did we just lose Sam?
Yeah. She'll probably get back in.
Yeah, I need her for the next agenda item. Okay, so that will be then our our plan will easily be able to spend the money and it will be, oh, good, here's Sam. Okay. So I'll just give her a minute to get on.
Sorry. I just
No,
pressed
that's
the wrong
fine.
button.
You're needed for this next item. I think
Okay.
this item is gonna make people happy. So there has not been a huge rush to my door with people begging to be the chair of the Recreation Committee. I know this will come as a surprise to all. So two great minds in here were thinking alike, and fortunately, we had a conversation at Town Hall to learn that two great minds were thinking alike, and that was Sam and me co-chairing the committee.
Whoa, yes, yes.
Okay,
That's
great. Good. Yeah, I was gonna be surprised if somebody going, no, we're so sick of you.
Because she's gonna live a lot longer than the rest of us, so we're all gone. You can.
Unless I have an expired life vest on.
We know Sam's first order of business.
But
Yeah.
I did just text my friend. They haven't heard about the life vests yet, that they got them
That's a great
donated.
idea.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, that we just, I can't remember if you were here when I was saying that the order of priority is we're giving $300 to Joan as part of our sponsorship. The next order of business, the next priority will be the soccer things. And then the third will be whatever's left, we buy life jackets.
perfect.
Yes. Well, great. So, all right, well, I'm glad everybody is happy with that. I'm very happy with that solution because I was not wanting to continue on as the sole chair and not wanting to, we really do great stuff. So now we'll.
And and I'm in a spot in life where it's nice to have a backup because my life gets a little crazy sometimes. So it's nice to not have the full burden. I couldn't do the full burden of it, but I could do it with Barbara for sure.
Thanks to both of you. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Excellent solution.
Yeah, so that's our agenda for today. Is there anything else that maybe I've missed that anybody's thinking about? No.
Sounds good.
Great programming, I have to say. I applaud all the work that goes into this, but I think we're doing some really fun things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
actually, this is something that kind of popped into my head when Sam and I were talking, and what made me think about it was the kites. Is that we have the capacity to do like pop-up events. Suppose somebody just felt like going and flying a kite or getting people together to kick. We could just send out, an email that says on such and such a date, no money, no nothing, just anybody who feels like doing a pop-up event. And I think it's kind of fun to think about that going into next year. Nothing that requires organization, nothing that requires anything other than Andy's coffee. But there's just so many things to do, whether, in fact, one idea that came from the village neighbors was they were saying, there are people who are older who have mobility issues that can walk, but not very well. How about sponsoring a walk around the town common? But just, making just events available for kids, for elders, for people in between, that don't require anything other than people just show up.
Mhm.
So kind of throw that out there as something for
Yeah.
us to think about.
Hey, I just thought of another way to spend money.
Ooh.
Easy.
I'm really good at this. Because, the pop-up tents that the library has,
Uh-huh.
apparently they disintegrated because they got some will deteriorate them. And maybe we should buy a couple pop-up tents that we could use for our events and we could share them with the library.
I think we actually lost one when we were doing the well testing.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I just heard from Dave Mosier that they had to throw up like 3 of them out because they just, were broken. And I thought, well, geez, we could use those for the rec committee and share them with the library because they
That's a
use
great
them.
idea.
But
Mhm.
anyway, I don't know how much those cost, but I'm sure there,
Depends on where you get them. If you go to Job Lot or something like that.
yeah, I think
All
they have.
right.
We, I got one at Dick's actually. Years ago.
Mhm.
Job Lot has got better prices
Okay.
and they're
What do
just
you,
as good.
what do you think of that? Getting a couple of new pop-up tents?
I think
That's
that's,
a good idea.
I mean, I'm willing to threaten people's lives by having them use, you know, old life jackets. So the tents keep us dry when it's raining, so.
That's a scam.
Okay, well, as always, great meeting, great ideas. We're moving forward. And so I'll just be in touch with, you know, BZ and Elaine, just kind of let me know what's happening with the bird thing.
Okay.
And I won't, and we'll know, at the end of May, what the scoop is with Ames Pond.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, Christine?
Should I talk to Dan?
No, I think we should, try to get somebody from Shutesbury first.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And it would be nice to have a woman, I think, too.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would love it if you could send the information about where I just would love to go hear him. He's just kind of out there talking.
He works at Sugarloaf Gardens, which is
Oh,
on
oh, of course.
116.
Yeah, okay.
And what Christine was talking about before, Barbara, he does like a 1-minute spot on the
W-
river radio station.
Oh, okay.
Every day at 3:30 and at 6:15, every single day except for the
Okay.
weekend.
Okay, that's really helpful to know. Thank you. All right, so does anybody want to move to adjourn the meeting? Okay, and a second, and all those in favor? And that is unanimous, and I am turning the recording off now at